Right.
So we encourage each and everyone to get on board. Let's get our estate planning in place, let's get our gift planning in place, and let's build a strong financial foundation.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're excited to host you this morning, and thank you so much for making time to join us today. Today we're gathered here for an all-important conversation and discussion that we believe that the entire nation and its people should be aware of. Today is October 4th, 2021, and about 6 months ago we were here to talk about financial literacy awareness and how every Ghanaian deserves to be a part of this and how every Ghanaian deserves to be educated. 6 months down the line, today we're meeting here with the press to send the message abroad for everyone to know the essence of estates and gift planning. Estates and gift planning. So in regards of that, we have special dignitaries amongst us in our midst. We also want to acknowledge that this event is put together by the Financial Awareness Foundation, Center for Financial Literacy Education Africa, University of Ghana Business School, and the FA Association. My name is Glory Boateng. I will be your MC for this morning. We promise we're not going to take a lot of your time. We are going to stick to the plan and make sure that everything runs out well. For our press members who are here, we plead with you to make sure you capture all the necessary information that needs to go out there, and also put down your questions, because in due time the floor will be opened for you to ask the questions. We have resource persons here who are well versed within this subject matter. So we're talking about estates and gift planning, and October actually is a month dedicated for this particular topic, let me put it, that we create awareness within the media space, because we know that if we have the media on our side, we literally have the entire country. So thank you GTV for being here, thank you TV3, thank you AAU TV, thank you Home Base TV for being here this morning, and all our online affiliates as well as newspapers that are gathered here today. So without much ado, I will take a welcome address from our very own Dr. Benjamin Amwar. Shall we acknowledge him as he comes?
Thank you, our MC, for this morning. Good morning to you all. And I'd like to welcome all of you to University of Ghana Business School, and also to our graduate school building. It is indeed a great privilege to have wonderful and special people like you to be part of our maiden estate and gift planning month. This morning we are here to officially launch the month, and also to raise some pointers and some chew-ons that we all have to take home and think about. We have distinguished speakers here who will raise the tone and raise some of the things that we need to brood on as we plan our lives, plan our finances, or we plan our businesses from generation to generations. So on behalf of the executives of the FA Association, the Center for Financial Literacy Education Africa, and the University of Ghana Business School, we say you are welcome. Feel at home, feel free, interact, and then be part of this program. So you are warmly welcome, and thank you.
You are warmly welcome. Thank you very much. Shall we acknowledge him once again, ladies and gentlemen? So there's a popular quote that goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I was in the boardroom with some of the professors, and they were talking about profound things that I think I told Prof that everyone should be aware of this. We should even have a TV show where people are being educated about what they were talking about. I was hearing things about succession, how women should also make succession plans for their husbands, how someone was saying that we think that we should focus more on the women than the men. So it is going to get interesting, and I'm sure for the newsrooms in the various TV stations, we have a lot of stories to share today, especially for the business desk. So we are moving on, and we will take a solidarity message from our chairperson today. Our chairperson is Professor Joshua Yidenaba Abor. Professor Joshua Yidenaba Abor. Shall we acknowledge him as he moves forward to give us a solidarity message? You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So let me welcome all of you and to thank our speakers for today for making the time to attend this important function. Let me also, on behalf of the Dean, I'm actually representing the Dean who is held up somewhere in Borga on an official assignment. So he called me yesterday night to step in for him. Let me commend Ben for the good work he's doing with the International Improvement Financial Awareness and Literacy Association here at the Business School. And those of us who believe in inclusive financial development think that personal finance is extremely important, and we need to focus more on educating people, improving their awareness on personal financial management so that we can build a very robust financial system for our country. And this topic on estate and gift planning is very important. It's a very important aspect of personal finance. And I'll say that it's a neglected area. It's an area that we often shy to talk about. People don't talk about things that will remind them of the fact that they will die one day, but we will all die one day if Christ tarries. Yesterday I was listening to a motivational speaker. He said that irrespective of your wealth, the money you have, whatever, the size of our graves will be the same. So we must learn to love one another. But estate and gift planning is very important. It's a difficult sell in our markets because people are not aware. So I believe that what the speeches and lectures by our guest speakers will be able to improve on our awareness and put the things they talk about in practice. Somebody was once advised to think about developing a will or writing a will. And he said, no, he will not do it because if he does and the wife sees it, she will kill him before his time. So he will do it. When it comes to other financial products like life insurance, we don't talk about life insurance, such as the traditional life insurance product, because you benefit when you exit. The benefit is when you are gone. But insurance companies, life insurance companies, later on developed other innovative products. So they had life insurance product that had investment component. So whilst alive, you can benefit from the investment component. So that kind of product started gaining some traction and patronage. So maybe we need to, Prof. Atuguba, we should think about how to make writing a will very attractive so that people will feel that this is an important part of my wealth management. No, your wealth definitely will outlive you. So what happens to the building? The building will exist, will outlive you. So what happens to the building? So proper estate and gift planning suggests that whilst you're accumulating your wealth, you think about how you want your wealth distributed in a manner that you want, or in a manner that you choose. You don't want to leave before people start deciding how they. So do it in a manner that you choose to do. And it's also not about taxes. So we'll talk about gift plan. People are thinking about taxes. It's not only about the taxes, but distributing your wealth to designated individuals, your family, your wife, your husband, your children, in a manner that you choose. So I think it's very important that we all think about it. So I hope we'll have a very fruitful deliberation. I know many people have joined online, so let's see how the day goes, and I'm sure we'll all benefit. And we'll leave this place thinking about estate and gifts planning. Thank you very much and enjoy the day.
Thank you very much, sir. That was a good one. If there's anything I took from him, he said, your wealth definitely will outlive you. So it means that I need to work hard so that I make a lot of properties for my children and family. So if there's anything you are taking away from our chairperson, I believe you can pick this as well. Your wealth definitely must outlive you. We're continuing with the program, and we would like to acknowledge our speakers this morning. And we have Mr. William Damitia, or Damitia. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's the first. I got it. Mr. William Damitia, who is a lecturer at the University of Ghana Law School. He's already in front. We actually want our speakers to move in front so that when it gets to their turn for delivery, they can easily mount the podium. We also have a very intelligent and articulate woman in our midst. She is Mrs. Anita Danquah, Esquire, and she's a solicitor and a barrister. So can we have Mrs. Anita Danquah at the front seat? You can sit by Mr. William Damitia. Ladies and gentlemen, can we acknowledge her? Yeah. A very strong and formidable solicitor and barrister. I was learning a lot from her when we were in the boardroom. I think she needs to accept my friendship, compulsory by force. I need your counsel. And we'd also call on the Dean at the University of Ghana Law School, Professor Raymond Atuguba, if he's here. Hello, sir. Very humble man. Sir, please can you move forward for us? Okay, right, thank you so much. So we will just zoom into the conversation and you will love it. But before that, if our video is ready, our video promo is ready, we could take that before our resource persons mounts. To our online viewers, thank you so much for making time to join. We hope you don't get distracted. Put all the distractions away and stay glued to your screen. You are going to learn a lot. I learned a lot at the third floor this morning, so I believe that you're going to learn a lot as well. Those of us on Zoom, feel free to send in your questions. Our resource persons or our speakers this morning will be delighted to answer you. So feel free to jot down your questions. I have 1 or 2 questions for them, especially regarding the succession plan. So jot down your question. Is the video ready? Right, so we're taking a documentary, an 8 minutes or 5 minutes documentary about what the financial awareness and financial literacy movements in Ghana is all about and who the stakeholders are. Let's enjoy.
Do you know, lack of financial awareness and financial literacy discourages effective planning? Hi, my name is Peter Asari, the Executive Director for the Center for Financial Literacy Education Africa, and the lead for the Improving Financial Awareness and Financial Literacy movement in Ghana.
Ghana has a population of nearly 30.8 million, with an employment rate of about 41% and an unemployment rate near 6.5%, leaving over 3.9 million Ghanaians so poor they can't afford 3 meals a day for themselves and their families. We are not taught at home nor in schools about planning for our future and why it is important to have a current financial, retirement, estate and gift plan to protect ourselves and our families. Most Ghanaians and Africans don't have the proper tools to address everyday money decisions in an informed manner. This jeopardizes their financial and physical wellness, their ability to realistically achieve and maintain their personal and family financial dreams. This also places a huge growing amount of pressure on families and friends, employers, non-profits, and the government.
This is what the Improving Financial Awareness and Financial Literacy movement in Ghana seeks to address.
The goal of the movement is to touch every single Ghanaian at least twice a year. And the plan behind the movement is to use 2 campaign venues, that is, April as Financial Literacy Month, and 6 months later, October as Gift and Estate Planning Awareness Month. During these 2 campaign venues, we share educational and motivational content on personal finance to help you get and keep your financial house in order.
The movement is modeled after what started in the United States a decade ago by the Financial Awareness Foundation and pioneered in Ghana by the Center for Financial Literacy Education Africa, the lead TFAF ambassador in Ghana, University of Ghana Business School, the International Improving Financial Awareness and Financial Literacy Association, known as the FA Association.
The FA Association is the Financial Awareness and Financial Literacy Association at the University of Ghana, and to be specific, the Finance Department of the University of Ghana Business School, where we bring faculty, students, and the community together on matters relating to how we manage our finances. The FA's role within the movement activities is to provide the knowledge leadership and the research support to support the campaigns and activities that the movement conducts every 6 months. That is the April Financial Literacy Awareness Campaign, then the October Estate and Gift Planning Campaign. We provide the research, we provide the knowledge leadership to support the activities of the movement.
The Improving Financial Awareness and Financial Literacy movement in Ghana and its strategic partners, key stakeholders, and all concerned parties are significantly improving financial awareness and financial literacy in Ghana and beyond.
My name is Ifiabiniwa Adonfe. I'm the UGBS Alumni Relations Coordinator. So I'll encourage all our UGBS alumni to be part of the April Financial Literacy Campaign and the October Estate and Gift Planning Campaign.
October is Estate and Gift Planning Awareness Month, and we encourage you all to participate.
The whole of October is declared as the Gifts and Estate Planning Month. Why are we on board as a partner to this noble cause? We believe that tomorrow is not guaranteed. It is therefore imperative that even as we go about our daily transactions, we prepare for beyond life. When all is said and done, how do you leave a legacy? And how do you reduce litigation? Why is it also even more compelling? It is more compelling because our educational training often leaves out some essential life skills such as financial awareness, planning, how to multiply money, how to even mortgage your properties and safeguard the things that you have acquired.
Planning is very important for every individual because as we work and we acquire our asset, we have a responsibility to plan and decide how our assets that we have acquired should be distributed when we become terminally ill or when we pass on to eternity. We don't want to acquire our assets and then when we pass on, it becomes a problem for our loved ones and our dependents.
Estate and gift planning is important for everyone, no matter your age. It should be an integral part of your financial plan. So that when you passed on, the assets that you have acquired during your working years will be passed on to those that you really want to have your asset. So I encourage all UGBS alumni to make estate and gift planning part of your personal financial plan.
We are encouraging all Ghanaians, all corporate bodies to make estate planning and education about estate planning as part and parcel of their employee package, so that they can help their employees to think through how they want their assets to be distributed when they pass on. So I'll call on every corporate body, churches, NGOs, our schools, our financial institutions to embrace estate and gift planning as part of their employee package.
My name is Frank Parkume, the founding president for Pali Global and chief of party. Subscribe to this all-important campaign and come on board. There's going to be a lot of fun activities, a lot of webinars, seminars, and we want you to get on board. Talk to your family about estate planning, talk to your colleagues about gift planning, and let's build a strong financial foundation. We believe sharing the essential principles to personal finance knowledge changes your world and the world around you forever. Thank you.
Welcome to the Improving Financial Awareness and Financial Literacy Movement in Ghana. Happy Estate and Gift Planning Awareness Month. Greetings from Sonoma County, California, USA. My name is Valentina Sabuco. I'm the Executive Director of the Financial Awareness Foundation, a US-based nonprofit organization whose mission is to significantly improve financial awareness and financial literacy. Over a decade ago, we entered the nonprofit space, helping to establish a similar movement in the US, which has now grown into 4 continents and within 7 countries. This was after enjoying a 40-plus year career pioneering the financial planning industry and fee-only comprehensive financial planning as a new profession. We had the opportunity to work with many people of different wealth levels, personalities, family backgrounds, nationalities, and religious beliefs. As an observation, we consistently concluded that the lack of financial awareness and financial literacy can be traced to the root to so many individual and social and economic challenges. These problems not only face the individuals and their families, but communities and their economy. There are many fine governments and politicians, quality organizations, and great charitable operations that spend billions of dollars annually aiding these social symptoms. Question: have you ever taught the essential principles to smart money management, the foundation of personal financial knowledge, at home or in school? Most of us were not, and that's not just in Ghana. It's in the US, Nigeria, Kenya, India, South America, worldwide. Without having critical life skills and understandings, how can people thrive, build wealth to care for and raise their families, live quality, fun, and successful lives, and not depend on dependence on family and friends, nonprofits, or the government as the ultimate safety net to take care of the process seems to create a dependency and perpetuate these problems and is not a viable long-term solution. To illustrate this further, as personal finances are seldom taught in home and school, and when addressed many times they are fragmented and incomplete, in many cases out of date. It's kind of like learning addition in your math class and never being taught subtraction, multiplication, and division. Question: Without that complete set of fundamental knowledge, you really can't do basic math, can you? What about advanced math, algebra, geometry, calculus, or other technology-based work? Pre-COVID-19, this was a very important matter that needed to be addressed. Now it's critical. Question: wouldn't it be great if there were a real solution to this lack of financial awareness and financial literacy epidemic? We strongly believe there is, and it revolves around better educating the general public, rich to poor, educators, financial service, and financial profit professionals and their organizations to the essential principles to smart money management, the foundation of personal finance knowledge, while motivating them to get and keep their financial estate and gift plans in order. People need better access to personal financial management tools and informations to communicate and work more effectively with their financial advisors and financial product providers, and to make informed everyday money decisions throughout their lives. We believe having better personal financial knowledge changes your world and the world around you forever. Forming and participating in movement in Ghana will benefit everyone by having happier and financially successful constituents, creating jobs and building a robust economy, while improving healthcare, reducing poverty, crime, and the strain on social welfare services, and so much more. Question?
Right, so that was a message from the Director for the Financial Awareness Foundation in the USA, Mr. Valentino Sabuko. He plays an integral part of what is happening here. So we will quickly take a message, or we'll take something from Dr. Benjamin Amor on how we can participate and support the month-long activities, and so that when we finish, we can zoom into the presentations from our speakers. So let's receive Dr. Benjamin Amor.
Thank you. So we have a series of activities lined up. On Friday, we took our students through the fundamentals of estate and gift planning. Today we are having the launch of the whole month officially, and then after today, we are going to do a lot of television, radio outreach to reach as many individuals as our TV and radio network will provide us. We are also going to use social media platforms. Our Facebook, WhatsApp platforms, Twitter platforms are all active. And every day we'll be raising concerns about estate and gift planning. We will also be having an open section with the administrative staff of the Investor Ghana Business School on estate and gift planning in the second month of October. And then on the 29th of October, we'll go to Medina Market and we'll also do our best to raise awareness about estate and gift planning. In fact, in April, when we had our financial literacy campaign, we did a research at Medina Market. And you'll be shocked that about 98-99% of all the traders, the owners of shops within the Medina Market enclave had nothing to do with estate and gift planning. And if you are talking about intergenerational business, and succession plan is not key to what our business women and men are doing, then it explains in part why businesses we have in Ghana do not move on from one generation to the other. So this is what we want to do for the month. It is more than this, but then you'll be hearing from us as we move on. Please make time to join us to learn, and then whatever you will learn, pass it on to your family, your friends, and your communities. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Benjamin Amwa. So let's get straight to business with our presentations. The first person to, or the first speaker to talk on estate and gift planning is Mr. William Damitia, who is a lecturer at the University of Ghana Law School. Shall we acknowledge him, ladies and gentlemen? So in case you just joined on the Zoom platform, we are now having our speakers talk on the subject matter for this month, which is estate and gift planning awareness. So get your books and pens and start writing. We have Mr. William Damitia as our first speaker. He is a lecturer at the University of Ghana Law School. You'll be excited to find out that we have Professor Raymond Atuguba as one of the speakers for this morning. And so you don't want to leave the Zoom platform. We also have our wonderful and intelligent Solicitor and Barristor, Mrs. Anita Danquah, as one of our speakers. So don't leave, stay glued and enjoy the presentation.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. We'll begin the presentation just as IT people to help me roll out, and then we'll be able to discuss what we have to do today. I have a limited time period. I'm told 15 minutes. I'll try and keep to it, and then we'll be able to roll on. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, it is said that there are two certainties in life: death and taxes. Today, my presentation will focus on those two: death and taxes. Now, because death is certain, people decide to plan how they distribute their assets to persons when they are no longer alive. Now, if we pick estate planning, the common forms of estate planning includes preparation of wills. Okay, some people establish trusts. There are some people who give powers of attorneys to others to manage their affairs when they become incapacitated. People decide to even transfer assets inter vivos, that is, whilst they are alive, they decide to give gifts to others. Okay. Now, if you talk about estate planning, as I said, it may even involve the situation. Slide is off. It may even involve a situation where one person prepares a power of attorney and says that when I'm incapacitated, what should you do? You take care of either my health or my financial plans. You see them a lot in developed countries, but it is at its infant stage in Ghana. Now, my presentation this morning will be very brief, and I'm touching on just the tax issues you should consider whenever you engage in estate and gift planning. Now, if you pick number one, as I said, the commonest form in which people decide to do estate and gift planning is the use of trusts. Now, if you want to establish a trust, there are processes for doing it. When you establish a trust, you appoint a trustee, who is the person charged with the legal authority to manage the trust funds on behalf of named beneficiaries. Now in Ghana, if you establish a trust, the law says, the Income Tax Act says that the trust is taxed separately from the beneficiaries. It's like the company law concept. We say that the trust is distinct. So if the trust is to invest funds and generate profits or returns, those returns will be taxed in the hands of the trust at the rate of 25%. So when you are thinking of establishing a trust and investing funds so that it will get returns, remember, there's a tax that will fall on the returns the trust is to generate. However, if a person is incapacitated and a trust is set up, okay, to manage the person's affairs, the law says that you treat the issues coming out of that as if the person were an individual. So bear that in mind. Even though the trust is the commonest form of actually implementing estate and gift plans, you must remember that setting up a trust would have tax consequences for the trust. Now, I spoke about the fact that there's a person sets up a trust, there are trustees who manage the affairs of the trust, and there are beneficiaries. So the question is, if I'm a beneficiary and I receive a distribution from the trust, would I have any tax consequences or not? The answer is, it depends. It depends on the tax resident status of the trust. Some people decide to set up trust in, as well, tax havens or low tax jurisdictions and say that over there, there's no tax to be paid. The 25% is eliminated. That is good. But when the beneficiary receives the distribution from that trust, that beneficiary will pay tax on that distribution that has been received. So even though you will not pay tax on what? On the income the trust gains or the returns the trust gains, if the beneficiary is to take that distribution, that beneficiary will be liable to tax in Ghana. However, if the trust is established in Ghana, or the trustee is resident for tax purposes in Ghana, or the persons who take key management decisions concerning the trust are resident in Ghana, then we say that the trust is resident for tax purposes in Ghana. And whenever the trust is to make a distribution to a beneficiary in Ghana, that beneficiary takes it and does not pay tax on that distribution. So you have a choice as to whether you are doing the taxation at the trust level or you are doing the taxation at what? At the beneficiary level. But either way, there will be some form of tax that you have to pay whenever you use a trust as a vehicle to do estate and gift planning. So the notion that has been bandied about, and I've heard it quite a number of times, that, oh, when you use trust, you don't pay tax. It is not entirely accurate. It depends on the facts and circumstances. So in this, I'll say, whenever you decide to use a trust as a means of estate and gift planning, seek advice from the financial experts, seek advice from the accountants, seek advice from the lawyers, and seek advice from what? The tax consultants before you choose this vehicle. Okay? Now, you may also want to use a will as a means to do tax or to do estate and gift planning. Now, I believe my colleagues will speak more about wills. I'm concentrating just on the tax aspect. But there's one thing you must remember under Ghanaian tax law, income tax law. Whenever a person dies, all the assets the person owns are deemed to be realized. Okay? So death, as I always say, is an event of realization under tax law. What does it mean? It is as if you sold all your assets, or it's as if all your assets have been transferred from you to another person. So obviously, if there's a sale or there's a transfer, then the law is looking at whether there was any gain you made when you did that sale or that transfer, and you'll be seeking to do what? To tax that particular gain. So probably at the time of your death, your assets were worth 200,000 Ghana cedis. When you acquired the assets, they were about 50,000 Ghana cedis. It clearly tells you that there's been an appreciation in the value of the assets by about 150,000 Ghana cedis. That 150,000 Ghana cedis may, and I choose my words carefully, may be subjected to tax depending on certain facts and circumstances. But let me give you some good news, because I know I've always been talking about taxes and people don't like to hear about taxes. Let me give you some good news. Now, the law says that where upon death, or as part of a divorce settlement, or as part of a genuine separation agreement, a spouse transfers an asset to what? To another spouse, the law says that you are not saddled with any tax burden. Okay? So upon death, if you transfer either by will, okay, or you transfer as part of a separation agreement, the law says you are not saddled with any tax liability. That's some good news when it comes to people transferring to spouses. So remember, it's upon death or upon a separation agreement or upon divorce, then that may not give you tax liabilities. However, where upon death you transfer to any person who is not your spouse, so over here it could include your child, okay? It could include say a family friend, it could include somebody who has been of help to you during your lifetime. The law says that you are deemed to have what? Sold that asset at market value. Remember what I said earlier on. If it's at market value, then we are asking ourselves, what was the cost of the asset you had? What is the current market value? Has there been an appreciation in the value? If there's been an appreciation in the value, we know you are dead, but your estate, in fact, will have to pay the tax. Now, let me tell you something interesting. Under the Revenue Administration Act, the law says if within 14 days, when you are appointed as an executor, within 14 days, you must write to the Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority and do what? And inform the person that you will be appointed, the law says, as a receiver. It includes an executor, it includes an administrator of a deceased person's estate. And the Commissioner General will inform you whether the deceased person had any tax liability. If yes, you set aside trust assets or the assets of the deceased person to pay off the liability. If you don't do that, you, the receiver, you are personally liable to pay the tax. So that is what the law says. In fact, that it puts that burden on the person who is executing the terms of the will. In fact, even if you do a will, and I know maybe Prof will speak to you a little bit more, or my colleague will speak to you a little bit more. The understanding is that you state in the will that your executor should pay your just debts. Your tax debts are part of your what? Your just debts. So dead men pay taxes. Their estates will pay the taxes that has to come under that. Okay? So as I said, at the time of your death, if the market value of your assets are higher than the cost at which you acquired the assets, then the estate may have to pay tax on the gain that has accrued when it comes to that. So that is the short discussion on wills. Now let's move on from wills to gifts. I know we all like to receive gifts. During festivities, we receive gifts one form or the other. Even from our employment and from our work, we receive gifts in one form or the other. Gifts are generally taxable in Ghana. If you receive a gift from your employment, so you do your work well, somebody says, oh, take this for your excellent customer service. That is a gift you receive from your employment. The law says you have to pay tax on the value of that gift, as if it were employment income. I'm hitting some nerves. You are doing business, somebody gives you a gift. The law says that it's a gift from business, you must add it to your business income and pay tax. Now, if you receive any other gift, the law says it's a gift from investment. Okay? So you must add it to your investment income and pay tax. So when you do your birthdays and people come and shower you with gifts, remember, the tax man is waiting for you. When you do your weddings and your parties and people make donations and it is heard, you will receive a love letter from the Ghana Revenue Authority that you have to pay tax on your gifts. So when you are transferring your assets as part of your estate and gift plan and you decide to go by way of gift, remember that what? There may be tax consequences for the person receiving the gift. Okay? So the law says that if you transfer an asset as a gift other than under a will, because I spoke about the issues under the will, then you are deemed to have realized the asset and you receive either the greater of the market value or the net cost of the asset. Now, the gift may have implications for the giver, and the gift may have tax implications for the receiver. So both the giver of the gift and the receiver of the gift may be saddled with tax liability. So all that I've said this morning, and then again, I'm just summarizing what the tax law says on these matters, on these three key areas as we know it. 1, on trust. 2, on wills. 3, on gifts inter vivos. It tells you that you cannot embark on an estate or gift planning just or in jest. You must seek professional advice. Be the lawyers, the accountants, the financial planners, and the tax consultants. Because you do not want to establish or put in place a plan that gives you what? A huge tax exposure. So it is important that you do what? That you seek professional advice on some of these matters. Okay? So this is what I've said. In opting for a particular vehicle, remember, legal advice is important, financial advice is important, and tax advice is also important in noting the desired option to take. Now, as we create awareness today, and we go on in the month to create awareness, I look forward to a day when Ghana will have many entities that are set up with lawyers, with financial planners, with accountants, and with tax consultants who provide comprehensive advice to people who want to do estate and gift planning. As we have it now, You have the lawyers being there, you consult them to do a particular thing. It's in silos. You may go to the accountant for an advice. You may go to the financial planner for advice. You may go to the tax consultant for advice. But we look for that day when harmony and synergy is achieved under one roof. You walk into one-stop shop and you are able to get the sound advice such that you can put in place a well-deserved, a well-managed, and a well-thought-through estate and gift plan. Thank you very much for giving me audience. I am done.